some people found fan art related to Ekko and Jinx created and put in a mini comic book by this Chinese guy called Zhen Qiang. Don't judge me on the pronunciation, I searched for a video on how to pronounce it. It's pretty similar, I think. Either way, the main idea is that I added a link in the description and you should go on and check his YouTube channel. Now I will go through this mini comic, so you can see what is portrayed through these pages, and at the end I will give you my opinion if any of these events can actually happen based on the lore. So we have an initial moment taken directly from the show whenever Ekko wants to move back to the main timeline and Powder looks at him. So in the vision of the artist, Ekko is supposed to say something in this moment and Powder is crying. Nice touch, I like that. What I want to say is that I have not seen anyone who disagrees with the idea that Powder either knew or suspected that Ekko was from another timeline. You can see her very curious about the project files, looking more into it, and of course looking very curious at Ekko whenever they are working on the project. And I have to say, if they worked for maybe 2 months on this project, I do not believe Heimerdinger and Ekko would be able to hide all the details from someone as smart as she is. Furthermore, we have Ekko dreaming about future Vi, Ekko asking to pretend like it's the first time, Ekko being weird in certain moments, and Ekko asking her to work on a strange project. She definitely knows. Back to the main timeline, we have Ekko mourning someone. He's in the same spot where he kissed Powder from the other timeline. We know that everyone in this moment is mourning someone because they all write a name on the piece of paper, they burn it and it flies in the air. As you can see by the drawing, he is thinking about Powder from the other timeline. I mean, you can also see Jinx written on there, but the main idea is that in the actual show, the name written on the piece of paper is Powder. Then Jinx steps in, hugs Ekko, and does the same hand sign Powder did in the other timeline, and it's the same hand sign her mother used to do. Before I saw this image, this is exactly what I was thinking about, this exact moment, because I actually believe it can happen. And let me explain. We already know that Jinx is not going to live with any blimp. She's going to live with the exact blimp we see in the final moments of the show, and there is a time skip from the moment of the battle all the way to that scene when we see the blimp. So in this time frame, she's going in hiding somewhere in Piltover or Zone. She would be recognized in Zone most likely, which is why she would probably choose to stay in Piltover. Maybe this is a good moment for them to use the safe house you can see in the Get Jinxed music video, and I am calling it a safe house because Jinx is sleeping inside of it, and if she's sleeping in that location, it means it's pretty safe. We already know that an enforcer wasn't able to recognize her, so right now she's most likely not going to be recognized by anyone in Piltover, especially after her makeover, right? Which is why I believe that's the best location for her to hide in. So I believe this is the moment when Ekko finds out that Jinx wants to leave Piltover and Zone. Maybe she wants to do that to find herself again. I've seen an idea they had, the creators, in the past with Powder. In episode 3 she was supposed to leave Piltover and Zone and go to Bilgewater with the 2 traders who were talking to Huck in episode 1. I believe that could be one of their ideas, because recently Christian Linke mentioned in an interview that for the future shows they're going to explore Noxus, Demacia, Ionia and Bilgewater. It means they are thinking about maybe sending Jinx in one of those locations, and if Powder was in their plan to go to Bilgewater, it could be that Jinx will end up there. Maybe. So Ekko knowing that she's going to leave Piltover and Zone makes a lot of sense, because Ekko is the one who cared about her, Ekko is the one who saved her, Ekko is the one who, well, told her about Powder from the other timeline. They also painted each other. Ekko brought her to the Firelight Tree. Ekko further cut her hair, because her hair is even shorter in the final battle whenever they fight the Noxians, and coupled with the idea that they were very good friends in their childhood, it means that Ekko, in her eyes, would deserve to know. When it comes to this part of the video, props to the artist for thinking of making something like this. I mean, truth be told, I'm a bit biased, and that's because, as I said, this is exactly what I wanted to see, and well, I love it. It's absolutely amazing, but what do you think about this? And speaking of the Firelight Tree and Ekko taking Jinx there, let's see what the next part of the video brings. In this part of the video we start by seeing Ekko saving Jinx from blowing herself up, or well, talking her out of blowing herself up. She sees the monkey dancing inside the Z drive or the time loop device, and Ekko tells her no matter what happened in the past, it's never too late to build something new, someone worth building it for, but we know the conversation is a bit longer than that. When it comes to those missing moments between Ekko and Jinx, I keep repeating that I want a director's cut or a book or something, a novel, right? But in recent news, Christian Linke had an interview with a German content creator, and in that interview he mentioned how most of the scenes which didn't make it to the final cut are in sketch phase. So thank you to this person who popped in my comment section and mentioned that. The interview is in German, I added the link in the description if you want to check it out yourself. After they have that conversation for however long it is, Ekko takes her to the Firelight hideout, or well, they go together based on the comic, but it is actually also part of the lore. And you can find that out by playing the Jinx Fixes Everything minigame. It's a minigame based on Arcane, it is canon to the lore, and you can play it in the League of Legends client. You play as Jinx, and you can go through 3 rooms. First, the arcade, the location where you can find the boxing machine, the one from season 1. The second room is the last drop, and the third room is the Firelight Tree. All of these rooms, the action within them, take place in the second season. In the vision of the artist, Jinx is going to see a mural painted by Ekko with all the people from the other timeline. It is a parallel to the moment when Powder is shown a mural of Vi in the other timeline. Unfortunately, this is not going to happen because in the Jinx Fixes Everything minigame, Jinx already sees the original mural. While Jinx is looking at the mural, Ekko grabs her and hugs her. Pretty nice moment. Well, props again to the artist for thinking of making something like that. It's actually something I would see in the show, why not, one of the missing moments. And well, when it comes to their relationship in the show, personally, I do not see anything more than friendship. Sure, now you are exploding in the comment section telling me, nah, they were intimate in the moment when they painted each other, they are seen holding hands in the Arcane artbook. Yeah, I saw that, but if they want to create the timebomb 2.0, the creators, they can do that in the future. Right now, for it, the relationship between them to be timebomb 2.0, I believe it's too fast. But maybe I'm the one who's wrong. It could be. Like I mentioned in the past, I have no stake in this, I don't mind it. Jinx is my favorite character, she was always my favorite character. It's up to the creators to decide based on their vision, not on the vision of the people who watch, right? But besides that, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, tell me in the comment section.